Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Coming up on 18 Eyewitness News, U.S. Congresswoman Joanne Emerson is upset the Senate ignored her livestock relief bill. Also, Farmington's diverging diamond interchange is now less than 2 months from completion. Plus, classes for the fall semester at Mineral Area College start on Monday. All of these stories, and will we enjoy sunny skies the rest of the weekend?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
And here's a look at our top story. 8th District U.S. Representative Joanne Emerson is upset the U.S. Senate decided to leave Washington before taking up her emergency livestock relief bill. On the same day the House of Representatives approved the Emerson-sponsored legislation, the Senate started their August break. Emerson told 18 Eyewitness News that given what producers are facing, she couldn't believe the Senate ignored this situation.
They can't keep their operations going, and it's just irresponsible that the Senate would leave without dealing with this.
Emerson says that many people don't understand how agriculture impacts all aspects of a community.
And what folks in D.C. and what the national news media, as well as a lot of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, don't understand is that agriculture has a ripple effect through the economy. So in other words, if our farmers and ranchers are doing well, then the grocery stores and the hardware stores and the implement dealers and the beauty shops and the Hallmark store in their communities are going to do well. If they're not, then it's a big problem, and you see communities start to wither.
Emerson was the featured speaker at Thursday's Farmington Chamber of Commerce meeting. She returns to the area next week as the special speaker at Mineral Area College's 4th Friday event. Now Dustin's here with a look at our first forecast. Dustin?
Good evening, Aaron. Good evening, everybody. Not a bad day here in southeast Missouri. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the low 80s for highs. And right now, temperatures aren't bad out there at all. 78 degrees for a lot of areas, including Festus and Ironton, 77 in Potosi, 79 in Ellington, Van Buren, and Poplar Bluff right now at 79 degrees. Going through the evening hours, we will continue to be on the nice side, 74 degrees, mostly sunny by 7 p.m. Clear skies by 9 p.m., 67 degrees, 61 by midnight. I'll give you more details on the nice weather that's in store for the weekend coming up later in weather.
The diverging diamond interchange at Highway 67 and Route 221 in Farmington is now less than 2 weeks from completion. 18 Eyewitness News caught up with Missouri Department of Transportation resident engineer Jason Williams at the interchange on Thursday. Jason told us the signal poles have started going up this past week.
We still have a little bit of work to do on those. Some of the upcoming work that you will probably see is we are installing highway lighting through here at various locations between Westmont and Progress Drive. And then one of the bigger things that people will notice is we'll be resurfacing all of the interchange with a very thin lift asphalt overlay.
After the overlay goes down, the contractor will add the permanent markers and the signals will then be activated. Williams says as a part of that process, the bridge over Highway 67 will be closed from September the 4th at 7 in the evening until the next morning at 9 a.m.
The reason we're closing the bridge is that that evening, overnight, we're going to activate the new signals, install the permanent pavement markings which guide motorists through the interchange, and that is something that cannot be done under traffic. It just couldn't work. We'd have to stop traffic for a really long extended period of times to do that, so the safest thing to do for everybody is to just close the bridge.
Weather permitting, the interchange is expected to be completed in early October. Classes for the fall semester at Mineral Area College start on Monday. Prior to the monthly Board of Trustees meeting on Thursday, business leaders along with lawmakers and residents joined school officials for a ribbon cutting at MAC's Fredericktown Outreach Center. School President Dr. Stephen Kurtz says he expects enrollment at MAC will be down about 5% this fall.
Mainly because of our students are working more, and plus some financial aid funding has dried up. But overall, we're still relatively high compared to where we were 4 or 5 years ago.
Dr. Kurtz says just under 4,000 students will take classes at MAC this semester. Monday also marks the start of classes for fall semester at Three Rivers College. Over the last 3 years, the Poplar Bluff School has seen its enrollment expand by more than 40%. When Three Rivers President Dr. Devin Stevenson sat down with 18 Eyewitness News, he told us the college tracks enrollment from the first day of registration to the first day of classes. And Dr. Stevenson says the double-digit enrollment increases will continue.
So we do comparisons to census, which is, our sort of our final head count and our FTE, as well as the first day. And every indicator right now looks like 10%, a 10% increase, which is, to be honest, unheard of. I've never seen enrollment growth like this.
Dr. Stevenson credits much of the growth to the college's 43 outreach centers across the region. Some 4,600 to 4,700 students will take classes at Three Rivers this fall. And when we come back, firefighters were on the scene on Thursday afternoon fighting a two-car garage fire in the 700 block of St. Genevieve Avenue in Farmington. That's coming up on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day and 6 months same as cash financing. No hassle leasing and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customer. In Donovan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance.
Sing a song about the Heartland. Sing a song about my life.
Oh, the blood of Jesus washes. Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Farmington firefighters battled a blaze at a two-car garage in the 700 block of St. Genevieve Avenue on Thursday afternoon. Fire Chief Todd Meese says the structure was fully engulfed when they arrived on the scene.
We had heavy fire showing, had 100% involvement in the garage on our arrival.
Chief Meese says it took the department about 15 minutes to extinguish the fire. While the cause wasn't immediately known, a fire marshal was called in to the scene to investigate.
Anytime that we have a fire and the fire marshal is responding, we have to maintain scene security until the fire marshal arrives. So on the fire like this, by the time we finish wrapping up, it'll be about an hour, hour and a half.
Farmington Fire Chief Todd Meese. With recent rains reducing the risk of wildfires at Wapapello Lake, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is lifting their fire ban in 5 campgrounds. Charcoal and small campfires are now permitted in Redmond Creek West and East, Peoples Creek Upper and Lower, and the Greenville campgrounds. Fires must be contained in charcoal grills or campfire rings supplied at campsites. Charcoal from grills must be then placed in campsite fire rings as well when campers are done cooking. The Corps says the fire ban remains in effect for the remainder of lands at Wapapello Lake. The case against 3 former Perryville City employees charged with theft has now been resolved. 54-year-old Charles LaRose, 37-year-old Jeremy Meyer, and 34-year-old Robert Brown pled guilty this week to misdemeanor stealing. The trio was accused of taking scrap wire from the city, selling it to a recycler, and pocketing the cash. LaRose, Meyer, and Brown were each fined $100 after paying back the city for the stolen and recycled wire. Country music star Aaron Tippin will headline the 3rd annual Valentines for Veterans concert next February in Poplar Bluff's Black River Coliseum. The concert is sponsored by the John J. Pershing VA Medical Center. Concert coordinator Michael Dobbs says the concert shows veterans their appreciation and also raises awareness.
Our goals are to show appreciation to our American veterans and increase awareness of the community and local hosts of the VA and encourage people to visit veterans in the hospital during the week and become a volunteer. It's also a way to educate the public on issues facing veterans and their families.
As with previous Valentines for Veterans concerts, There will be no admission charge because the price has already been paid by Americans veterans. Tickets will be available starting in January. And still to come, you might think most hunters are injured by weapons, but a surprising new study says that's not the case. We'll show you a far more dangerous aspect of hunting.
Nice weather is on the way for the weekend. I have all the details coming up next in weather.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. Not a bad day here in southeast Missouri at all. Plenty of sunshine, nice temperatures, and we've got more of that on the way for southeast Missouri for the weekend. Beautiful weather is going to be in store for the weekend. Plenty of sunshine, and temperatures will be in the low 80s for highs and upper 50s for lows. Here in southeast Missouri, temperatures aren't bad out there at all. 78 from Festus through St. Genevieve and Fredericktown, 79 in Piedmont and Poplar Bluff, 78 in Cape Girardeau, and 77 right now in Potosi. Here at studio, we have current temperature of 77 degrees as well, with plenty of sunshine. Feels like 77 out there. We haven't seen too many days at 6 p.m. where we could say it's 77 degrees outside. Dew point 51, 40% humidity, and north wind at 6 miles per hour. Another nice day is in store for tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine through southeast Missouri. Nothing in the way of rainfall too much. We may see a chance of a shower or two late in the day tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to do much in the way of damper your weekend plans. So for tonight, clear skies, low around 51, light to variable winds, 52 in Festus, 51 in Potosi, 54 in Ellington, 55 in Piedmont and Poplar Bluff, 57. Then for tomorrow, we're going to see plenty of sunshine, temperature around 81 degrees. Like I said, a pop-up shower may come into the area late in the day tomorrow, but otherwise, we're just going to see sunny skies. 83 in Festus through Potosi and Ironton, 84 in Ellington and Van Buren and Poplar Bluff. For the next several days here in southeast Missouri, the weekend continues on Sunday with plenty of sunshine, high around 81, 82 on Monday, mostly sunny skies. Partly sunny Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and temperatures around 90 degrees for the rest of the week. And then another check of our weekend forecast, 81 degrees, plenty of sunshine on Saturday, maybe a pop-up shower for Saturday evening, but otherwise sunny skies. Then on Sunday, 81, low of 58 with partly sunny skies. There's a check of your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details to look at KDKZ18.com. Just click on the weather tab. Aaron, back to you.
Thanks, Dustin. Well, this time of year, millions of hunting fans out there across the country are in search of game like deer, turkey, or pheasant. Unfortunately, some of them will end up in the hospitals as victims of hunting accidents. If you think guns are mostly to blame for those accidents, you're wrong. A surprising new study says most hunters are injured not by gunshots, but by something that may never cross their minds. Clark Powell has details.
For the first time in a long time, Ron Horn feels well enough to get out of bed and get some fresh air. A few weeks ago, Ron was prepping this tree stand for deer hunting season when he suddenly slipped and fell 2 stories to the ground.
They found me about 4 o'clock the next day, so I laid there about 20 hours. And it rained all night and the temperature dropped.
Suffering from hypothermia, Ron was flown to Ohio State University Medical Center. It was there doctors determined he'd broken his hip, 7 ribs, and 2 vertebrae. It's the kind of hunting accident some doctors have come to expect.
What we found actually was that 50% of our admissions were suffering from falls, usually from their tree stands, and only 30% of our admissions were gunshot wounds.
Dr. Charles Cook of Ohio State Medical Center just published a study on hunting injuries that shows falls, not weapons, pose the greatest risk to hunters, especially in the Midwest and South, where tree stands like these are common. They're built to give hunters an advantage, but their size and height can prove dangerous.
Most of these aren't falls from 3 or 4 feet. The falls are anywhere from 10 to 15, sometimes 20 or 30 feet.
And most of the time, hunters aren't wearing a safety harness. Ron says he was lucky. Even though he's been hunting safely most of his life, he owes his life to his 10-year-old daughter who found him. And he has advice for anyone who sets out to hunt this fall.
Just takes one time of overlooking simple safety rules that can cost you.
At Ohio State University Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Dr. Cook's study followed hunting injuries in central Ohio for more than a decade, but experts say the issues are the same for hunters throughout the country. Many people just assume most hunters are injured by weapons and that alcohol plays a part. But this study shows things like rain and darkness were far more likely to lead to accidents than drugs or alcohol. Coming up in today's Your Life segment, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a baby in the carriage. But it doesn't always turn out that way. Meet a couple who had a big surprise and turned it into a surprising story. That's coming up on Focus on the Family.
Your Health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
It's not the most common response to teen pregnancy these days, but some young couples who discover a baby's on the way go ahead and tie the knot, even while still in their teens. Dr. Bill Meyer is here now with a couple who made that choice more than 26 years ago.
I ended up finding out after dating for 3.5 months that I was pregnant. I felt very alone and scared and nervous, all those crisis emotions that you can think of.
But unlike many young men who find themselves in this crisis, the father of Chris's baby was actually excited.
I just felt a huge responsibility to try to be the dad that I never had whenever I was growing up. So it was a big thing for me. I took it very seriously.
Some teen couples aren't ready for the sudden jump to marriage, adulthood, and parenthood. Healthy options include asking parents to be the baby's caretakers or making an adoption plan for their child. It's best when mom and dad stick together. But a snap decision to marry can be a mistake.
They're doing another impulsive decision from an impulsive act. And so they compound their first mistake with a new one.
Not a lot of people stay together after they've started off like we have. The odds were against us.
Although Chris and Randy beat those odds and have now been married 26 years, they agree that marrying so young wasn't easy.
We were both really pretty immature. And for myself, I was pretty selfish, which caused a lot of problems in the marriage later on.
You think you know somebody, but you don't, there's just a lot of uncertainty.
They did have plenty of youthful energy to raise what became a family of 3 sons. And now they have more energy as they enter the next phase of life.
I'm 48 and Chris is 45, and we consider ourselves really young. Our kids are grown, so we're looking forward to grandkids down the road.
Teen pregnancy raises tough questions about school, career, finances, and how to cope with a newborn. These are big challenges for any couple. But with the right attitude, commitment, and plenty of support, marriage is a wonderful option that can lead to happily ever after. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
For more valuable information on life, issues, relationships, and family, please visit our website, KDKZ18.com, and click Focus on the Family under the Lifestyle tab. Today's Plugged In movie review looks at the new movie, The Odd Life of Timothy Green.
We have explored every medical option. You couldn't have tried harder.
In the movie The Odd Life of Timothy Green, Jim and Cindy Green want a child. They've tried everything but to no avail. And when they definitively hear from their doctor that conceiving one will be impossible, they grieve the loss. So the couple decides to rid themselves of these feelings by filling a small wooden box with notes describing their shared hopes and dreams for a son that was never to be.
Just once, our kid got to score the winning goal.
They close the lid, dig a hole in their vegetable garden, and bury the box away, vowing to move on tomorrow. But before the sun rises, the Greens find a strange visitor lurking in their unused nursery. A 10-year-old boy, muddy and in need of a bath. And Jim and Cindy can't help mulling over 1,000,001 questions. Where did this boy come from? Is he lost? Abandoned? This strange child with leaves on his ankles couldn't have grown from their garden, could he? This fable-like tale can feel a tad silly, and some may have a hard time matching up its dreamy magic with the logic of real life. On the other hand, the movie delivers strong messages about parenthood and childhood. It talks of unconditional love and the beauty of adoption. So I'll give The Odd Life of Timothy Green 5 hopeful dreams out of 5 for family friendliness. For an in-depth review on this film or reviews of anything else playing at your local theater, come visit us at pluggedin.com or download our smartphone app. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Cheryl Wilhelmy for Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
You can find reviews of other current movies, DVD releases, as well as music, games, and TV shows. And to get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on Plugged In under the Lifestyle tab.
And coming up in sports, the Farmington Knights are reloading for another successful season. Back-to-back Jacks carry the D-backs over the Cardinals, and Mizzou's defense dominates the offense during the team's second scrimmage. These stories and more coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-7095.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News with Jeremy Martin.
The Farmington Knights are reloading for another successful season. Although the Knights lost a number of outstanding performers, head coach Todd Vaughn says you have to take each year on its own merits.
Every year, it's a new year, you know, and you have to kind of look at it that way, and you have to evaluate your kids and put them in a position where we all can be successful and where they can be successful individually.
However, Vaughn says Farmington's cupboard wasn't left bare, and a number of players from last year are ready to step up.
And we have a lot of kids that graduated last year, but I think we have some kids that are ready to play varsity football, and you know we have a few returning starters with Evan Donovan and Ryder Garrett, and you have guys like Anthony Greco and Austin Herbst, and some of those guys and Austin Dussault. Some of those kids were varsity football players last year. They just didn't get a chance to get on the field, and other seniors. Zach Grief, you know, is another kid last year I think that could have played a little bit more. But you know, I like what I see so far. We've got a lot to learn because we're inexperienced, but the kids are allowing themselves to be coached and they're working hard.
The Farmington Knights open the season next Friday night at Festus. 2 outs from a win and a game gained on the division lead, the Cardinals Thursday night suffered their latest body blow within a season, typified by closer, often cruel losses. The Arizona Diamondbacks, a team overly reliant on home runs for offense, blasted consecutive ninth-inning pitches for home runs against closer Jason Mott. And what had been a 1-0 Cardinals lead became a 2-1 loss. The Cardinals will try and rebound tonight when they host the Pittsburgh Pirates at Busch Stadium. And Missouri's defense took advantage of a shorthanded offense Thursday morning and dominated the team's second scrimmage of training camp. Injuries at receiver provided opportunities for the underclassmen, and freshman Dorial Green Beckham stood out with 6 catches for 68 yards. But the offense struggled to move the ball consistently and made numerous errors. Quarterback James Franklin failed to match his highly efficient performance in last weekend's scrimmage, going just 16 for 25. On the bright side, the Tigers looked good working on their 2-minute offense, which resulted in a touchdown and a field goal. And that's a look at sports. Aaron and Dustin, back over to you.
Dustin, I cannot express how joyous it's going to be. 80-degree weather tonight, tomorrow, Sunday. I love it.
It's going to be beautiful. We really can't complain, can we?
Well, what's it going to be like in the next week or so? Is it going to warm back up? Or are we going to stay cool?
We're going to see a warm-up in store for next week. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. We have the weekend here, low 80s. Monday, not too bad as well, low 80s. And then we're going to see a big jump to near 90 degrees by the middle to latter part of next week. Plenty of sunshine, though. We could use some rainfall, though. But
definitely anything 90 or less. I'm happy with it. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You get back up to 99, 100, 102 like we had been all summer long.
Right.
It's a killer. Thanks for joining us on 18 Eyewitness News tonight at 6. We'll see you tonight again at 10 o'clock as well. I'm Aaron Cox.
And I'm Dustin Kopp. The news doesn't stop here. Just go to KDKZ18.com for your latest news, weather, and sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. News Watch is next. We'll see you tonight at 10.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Here's what's coming up tonight on KDKZ.